us for another Storytime episode. I'm Kathleen, and today I'd like to introduce you to my friend Leo. Leo is a type of tortoise called a leopard tortoise. They get their name because if you take a look at their shell right there, they've got all those little speckles and spots on them, kind of like a leopard. But that's pretty much the only thing that he does have in common with a leopard. He is a reptile, so he has scaly skin instead of fur, and he definitely doesn't really have sharp teeth. Instead, turtles have something that we sometimes call a beak, though it's a little bit different than a bird's beak. And his mouth is just sharp enough to eat the kinds of plants and foods that he likes. He doesn't eat any meat, just plants, and he is a herbivore. These guys are usually native to Africa, usually dry savannas and places like that, which is why he's kind of that nice yellow in color to help him camouflage and to blend in. But he is the perfect animal for our story today, Who Wants a Tortoise? And the leopard tortoise is actually the animal that is first featured in our story, so he fits in pretty well. I'm going to let him sit right here with me. I've been waiting my whole life to get a puppy, a rascally guy with a waggly tail. I make lists of cute dog names, and I read about training puppies. I dream of all the adventures I'll have with my trusty dog at my side. A puppy is the only thing I want for my birthday. But the present with the holes in the top doesn't have a puppy in it. I wonder what it could be. What is that? Whispers Sasha. She has a golden retriever. Is it dead? Asks Emily. She has a Dalmatian. It's a tortoise, says Eric, who's an expert on gross stuff. That's a reptile. It has cold blood. He has a wiener dog. A tortoise, I croak. Who wants a tortoise? I don't cry until I open Sasha's present. After everyone leaves, Daddy says he's told me 1,000,000 times that he's allergic to dogs. Did you ever think I might be allergic to a dumb tortoise? I shout. You never get timeouts because of a dog. I don't have a list of cute tortoise names, so I don't name him anything. Hey you, tortoise! He doesn't seem to mind, but it's impossible to tell what tortoise is thinking. I decide to see what my new lump of a pet can do. Fetch, boy, fetch! Turns out, tortoises won't fetch anything. They also do not like rolling over, but when it comes to playing dead, my tortoise is an expert. Unlike dogs, tortoises will not lick your face or beg for bologna, and they do not get excited when you come through the door. At least a tortoise doesn't squirm when you play makeover. I do his nails with sparkling raspberry delight. Mommy and I both make our mad faces for the rest of the day. I think my tortoise is mad too, but it's still impossible to tell what he's thinking. Grammy and Grandpa come for a visit and bring me a birthday present. A tortoise book. Tortoises have been around since the dinosaurs. Whoa, that's even older than you. My book says a tortoise, like mine, was the first reptile to go into space. So I make my tortoise a spacesuit. He actually looks kind of brave. If a tortoise can fly into space, going for a walk should be easy. But there's no place for the leash. Nothing a little duct tape can't fix. It turns out tortoises are actually pretty good at some things. When Sasha and I have a lemonade stand, we also sell chances to hold a real-life tortoise. We sell more tortoise than lemonade. Eric and I set up a racetrack. My guy wins by a mile. On sharing day at school, my tortoise poops on Brendan's desk, which is totally great. Dumb turtle, he says. How dare you, I say. Tortoises hate being called turtles. Besides, everyone knows turtles live in water and tortoises live on land. They do, he says. I discover there's one thing tortoises are too good at: hide and seek. After 20 minutes, we start to panic. Here, tortoise, tortoise, tortoise. We shout a billion times, but a tortoise almost never comes when you call. We knock on everyone's door. We hang 50 signs and offer our lemonade money for a reward. When it gets dark, I set out a plate of butter lettuce, which is like chocolate chip cookies to a tortoise, and I leave the porch light on, just in case. Days go by. I put fresh butter lettuce out every night. I can't sleep with my poor little tortoise out in the big world all by himself, with only his shell to protect him. He never made any noise, but the house seems quieter without him. A week later, Mommy happens to mention that Mrs. Gilbert down the street thinks a rabbit is nibbling her turnips and cabbages. I'm out the door so fast, I forget to swallow my spaghetti. You naughty little tortoise, I shout. Don't worry, I tell Mrs. Gilbert. This rascally guy with the laggly tail belongs to me. Somebody is extra shy about all the attention at his welcome home parade. We celebrate by painting our toenails sparkling raspberry delight. That night, after we settle down in our beds, the whole house feels quiet, but this time, it's a tortoise kind of quiet. Just before I fall asleep, I remember my favorite name on my list of cute dog names. It's perfect. Good night, Rover, I say into the darkness. Then I dream of all the adventures I'll have with my trusty tortoise at my side. The end. Thank you guys for joining us for another story time here at the Utica Zoo. We hope you'll tune in next Wednesday for another story time with another one of our animals here. Goodbye.